yeah, that's my type.
Hi guys, my name is Erica and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get these curls with straws. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Okay, what you're going to need is of course some straws. I got mine from the dollar store. You're going to need little rubber bands to tie them. You could also use bobby pins, but I don't use that. Some hair clips. I use these. You could use any kind of hair clips or hair ties. A brush to make sure it's detangled, and a comb to separate your parts, and then lastly a water bottle. You could do this on dry hair, but I do mine on wet hair, and I just think I get the best results that way. Okay, so what I do first is I part my hair into 4 sections. So just by the way, if I keep looking that way, it's because I have a mirror right there, and even if there's a mirror right here and I could have did it right here, the window is also right here, and I wanted natural lighting. So your divisions don't have to be perfect. It just depends, whatever you want to do. So this is all up to preference. What I like to do is I separate the bottom. I separate these two. I usually do it in 3s or in 2s, but today I think I'm gonna do it in 2s. So I'm separating my hair in 2. And what I do is I just kind of wrap it in itself and bring it up here with the other one. And if it doesn't stay, usually I add a little hair tie just to keep it there. Ow. So now that you have your section, is grab your spray bottle and dampen your hair. You don't want it to be too wet because then it will take longer to dry. Do not forget to get the roots of your hair, because that was my mistake when I first did this, and the roots didn't curl and they were just flat. If you do by accident make your hair really wet, what I do is I just take the towel and I just like squeeze it. It'll be fine. Then I take my hairbrush and I just brush through it just to make sure there's no tangle. Right. So I'm just gonna say this right now. If you do not have 3, 4, 5 hours, then you most likely should not do this, because the first time I did this, it did take me about a good 4 or 5 hours. So next what I'm gonna do is part my hair. Personally, I like to have the bottom ones thicker, so I do thicker sections. So I'm gonna take about this much of hair. It may not seem like a lot, but my hair is super, like, it gets super like thin when it's wet. Actually, let me zoom in. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my bendy side and try to put it there. It's like a trial and error thing. It's really gonna be hard at first, especially because it's the first time you're doing it. It's hard for me, and this is gonna be like the 4th time I did it. So just don't let go of where your hair is starting at, because it will fall. I use the bendy side because I could just like hold it down like this.
You gotta just keep wrapping it. Wrapping until you're at the very edge.
This is where the hardest part is. Okay, my hand is super wet, but you want to kind of like squeeze them together, all the hair. And then this is the hardest part, guys. So these are the ends. You want to pinch it where the end is at, so you kind of double over it so it doesn't move. Just kind of like that. Then you want to grab a rubber band and tie it. Now This is where some people would use a bobby pin and kind of just like slip it in. And then I got my other half right here, and as you can see, there is a little bit of like, it's not at the root. So if it's not at the root, I kind of just like twist it in, and yeah. Then this one's hard because if you mess it up, you might take out this rubber band. Ooh. All right, you might mess up the rubber band, but you have to do this one first because then your whole hair will slip out. So what I do, I just put it through all the way to this one and kind of do the same thing. Wrap it. Now, sometimes I do it from the top. Oh, this is gonna be so hard. So sometimes I do it from the top. Oh fuck. You want to bring it all the way to the top, and your thing might snap. I just kind of bend it. It's your hair, like it'll be fine. So yeah, that's how I got the first one. I'm gonna show you guys a couple more times because I know this is very difficult, and when I first did this, I watched a couple of these and they don't really show you how to do it that well. I probably seen one or two. It's just kind of hard to explain it. So I'm just gonna wet this again because my roots are dry. Okay, for the straw, I use the bendy side, and this time I'm gonna go from the front. Last time I went from the back, so that means my curls will go like that. This time my curls are gonna go like this, if that makes sense. So I'm starting from the front, and I'm just gonna wrap. And what I do off the rip is I just kind of bend it, just so I don't lose where the hair is. And I hope you guys can see. I always put my chin down, I don't know why. Ooh. Okay, so now the problem is for me is my straws are already bent, so they're just kind of bending. Just kind of bending on their own. And another thing, see, I'm not making them tight enough. Okay, now I gotta start again. That's gonna happen a lot because of the fact that it is hard to get all the hair on it. Oh, another thing I do, like a tip, is wet your ends so they're able to stick. The first one went on no problem. The next one might not, just because of the fact that it's not always gonna be perfect. For me, I like the ends to be perfectly in. I don't like straight ends because that's how your curl is gonna end up. So what I'm gonna do is start on this side and kind of just start spinning it. Then I'm gonna push it up, and I'm gonna tuck this. Now I'm gonna bend it. See, okay. Ow! Dang, my foot fell asleep. Okay, you see how there is this little piece of hair? That's gonna happen a lot. Now what you wanna do is just like wet it and wrap it again. And remember to push it up so there's no space, and kind of do it again. Now what I recommend is don't use the same straws you have already used, just because mine is going to be harder because I have already made indents on my straws, so they're naturally going to indent in the same spot. And I did this when I had shorter hair, so it's kind of hard. But then you're going to and then there is my second one. So this is my first one, this is my second one. What I'm gonna do is in the next section and show you guys a couple more examples of how to do it, just in case those two were not clear enough. Then I'm going to show you guys how I do this one half of my section. I'm just gonna brush it out. You don't have to re-wet the whole section, you could just do them in parts. That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna re-wet it as I go. But now I'm gonna take this first section this is where it gets kind of smaller, especially the ones toward my face. I do smaller sections just because those are gonna frame my face and I want them to be smaller. So now I'm gonna wrap it, and I'm going to wrap it back, starting at the bendy side of the straw. Okay, so now it is a little bit more perfect for me. Just wrap the end. Make sure it's tight at the root. Wrap that. Oh, and okay, so now that it's kind of unwrapping itself. I kind of, just twist it back in. So yeah, making sure it's tight at the root. Doing that. This one is smaller because it is a smaller chunk of hair. So I don't need to bend it. Kind of just. So I'm going to show you guys one more time on how to do it. So I'm just taking another section, and the more I go back, the bigger the section I do. So this is the section I'm taking. It is kind of bigger. It is bigger than the one I did right here, just because I like the progression and I like all the volume in the back of my hair. So now take your spray bottle with the roots and with the ends, making sure that it's damp, not too dry, not too wet, because if it is either one, it will affect how your curl comes out in the end. I'm gonna take another straw at the bendy side, and I'm going to start wrapping. So now we're going to rubber band the bottom. So I'm going to tighten it at the top and fold it. And there you go. That is that. So I'm going to continue on the rest of the section and the rest of this side of my hair and come back when it's done. Okay, so one side of my head is done. So as you guys can see, there is a little bit of a tail at the end of it. It's not that long, so it won't be noticeable, so it's not really a big problem for me. So on this side of my head, I used about 17 straws. I usually use about 20 to 25 straws, but I am limited on straws because I cannot find the rest of them, and I don't feel like going to the store and buying more straws. So I only use 17 on this side, and there are some that are coming out that I will have to redo, like this one. But other than that, I think they're good. So then I'm gonna do the other side and come back. Here's a close up of some of them. All the straws in my hair. This took me about 3 hours because I started at 5 and now it's like 8, 10. So yeah, it took me 3 hours, which is pretty fast. It's probably because I only used about 30 straws and usually I use around 50. So what I do recommend is letting your hair dry for at least 5 to 8 hours, depending on how long your hair takes to dry. You could let it air dry, you can go under a dryer or just run a dryer over it. That's usually what I do if they don't dry. But I'll be sleeping overnight with these. It doesn't hurt, but it's uncomfortable. Usually I wear a bonnet just so that it doesn't mess up the straws when I'm sleeping. I don't know where my bonnet is, so most likely I'll be wrapping my hair tonight. And I just do this for precaution because they do create more tails and the straws do get messed up, and I am a crazy sleeper. Okay, so I'll see you guys when I am taking these off. Hey guys, so it's the next day, and I've had these in for about 18 hours. I did sleep with them, and it is now 2 o'clock. As you can see, I have makeup on. I'm getting ready to go to a party, so hopefully this comes out well. So I'm going to show you guys how to take these out. It's super simple. So I'm just going to take a top one. Okay, so I'm going to take a top one. All you do is kind of just unfold. And a rubber band fell. So unfold it, and it should stay because it's dry. And then this one's a little bit harder, just because it's all the way up here. Maybe I should have done this one first. So you kind of just take it off. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so now you kind of just straighten it out, loosen it up. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. Loosen it up. It should be super tight onto the straw, just because it was, well, mine was sitting for 18 hours, so it's gonna be super tight onto the curl. And you just slide it out, and now you have a curl. I'm gonna show you guys this one more time. So
Unfold. Okay, then you straighten it out, wiggle it a little bit, and then kind of just guide it down. Do not pull too fast or too hard because it might mess up the curl. And now we have these two beautiful curls.
I'm gonna do the rest of my head, come back and show you guys what I do once they're all out. thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you like this video. Definitely subscribe for more content and comment down below what you want to see. Thank you.